going? Well, the film industry is changing. We have shows that harp on family values again, and we have actors who are learning to say no more than to say yes. I'm Atika Faruqi. There's lots in the show. Let's begin with a sneak peek. Lara Datta, Soha Ali Khan, and Anya Singh talk about their new series, Kaun Banegi Shikharwati, and tell us the flip side of royal life. Actor Pankaj Tripathi reveals how he turned the manager of India's 1983's Cricket World Cup team in 83. And Ritvik Bhaumik, who plays a doctor in Sony Live's The Whistleblower, talks about playing an unlikable character and making a successful transition to Bollywood. A former Maharaja, who's the head of a dysfunctional family, devises an outlandish plan to reunite his family. Now, Nasruddin Shah's daughters don't see each other eye to eye. Will these four women converge into their childhood haven and face their past demons? I caught up with three of them and spoke about the show and life. Lara, have you lived this world, lived this life, or been a part of this world, or you know somebody like that, like Nasir Saab, like your characters that you play?
Bilkul. I think, over the years, I've had a lot of friends of mine who are from royal families. वो रहते हैं बड़े बड़े शहरों में, मुंबई में, दिल्ली में, उनके घर रहते हैं, होते हैं नेपियन सी रोड पे या दिल्ली के बड़े पॉश एरियाज में, और वो ज्यादातर से बहुत ही साधारण लोग हैं, नॉर्मल जिंदगी जीते हैं. सैफ को भी लिया जाए तो ही कम्स अक्रॉस इज रियली वेरी नॉर्मल. हम लोग से जब वो मिलते जुलते तो कभी आपको फील नहीं होता है कि नहीं ये कोई ब्लू ब्लड्स है या रॉयल्टी है. वो खुद आपको ऐसा फील नहीं करने देते हैं. लेकिन जब भी ये लोग वापस जाते हैं अपने प्रिंसिपैलिटीज पे या अपने छोटे से किंगडम्स पे, तो यू ऑलवेज सी अ चेंज. दे हैव टू अडैप्ट टू अ वर्ल्ड दैट दे काइंड ऑफ स्टेप्ड आउट ऑफ. सो यहाँ पे भी कौन बनेगी शिखरवती में भी जो ये चार राजकुमारियां जब वापस आ जाती हैं शिखरवत में, तो वो अपने जिंदगी में काफी आगे गए, चले गए हुए हैं, एस्टैब्लिश्ड है अपनी अपनी वर्ल्ड्स में. लेकिन जब वो वापस आते हैं तो जैसे आपने ट्रेलर में भी देखा, राजकुमारी देवयानी आती है अपनी शिफॉन साड़ी में, अपने पर्ल्स में. एक उनका एक अदा होती है, एक तरीका होता है जहाँ पे लोग उन्हें एड्रेस करते हैं, जिस तरीके से वो लोग उन्हें बुलाते भी हैं, उनसे बात भी करते हैं. तो आई थिंक फॉर मी एज एन एक्टर, having to adapt to that kind of a world, to understand that I'm not just playing a Rajkumari, but I'm playing a character who's grown up in a world like that, so it's not something that you look and say, acha, so this is how royalty behaves. You have to understand that it's something that's ingrained in you, it's inculcated, that's the only way that you know how to be.
Soha, and now we know that you are royalty, of course, and there's this perception about royal families that people have, that they are not just of course that they have seen a rich life, but they can't adapt. What do you think is the reality between the reality and the perception? What's common and what is completely different from the reality that people have as perception in their minds about royalty?
I think, it'll differ from family to family and person to person. I can only speak about my own family and say that at least from a generation ago, we were a family that didn't depend on inheritance or for identity as well as for money. Nothing was taken for granted. And in fact, my father saw a lot of loss in his life, whether it was the loss of his eye, whether it was the loss of his father at the age of 11, whether it was the loss of privy purses and homes and land. And he had no choice but to adjust. He had a profession. He played cricket. My mother had a profession. She acted. All of, their children, my brother, myself, my sister have had professions. So we know that, if you want to survive, it's the law of evolution that you have to adapt, otherwise you die. And if you don't learn that, then you certainly become a relic of the past. And I think most families, whether it's business families, whether it's royal families, whatever your chosen profession is or background is, have understood that. Even if you see the palaces and modern families in Rajasthan, you see how a lot of them have been converted into hotels. It's only the sensible thing to do sometimes when you need to maintain a property like that. So it is interesting to try and address some of the misconceptions that people have. And I think that's why this show is so special for me, because I found myself in a world like that, where you have a patriarch again who is holding on to the past and struggling with perhaps stepping into the future. And then you have 4 very modern princesses who really come together to help him do that.
And Anya, let me come to you. Now I have seen a lot of girls who belong to such families, but the youngest of them all is somebody who's been living abroad in London or America. Of course, they go out to study. When they come back, there is always a disconnect. Their language is different, what they speak. The clothes that they would like to wear, the way they behave with servants is so different. They don't treat servants as servants. I mean, servant is a derogatory word these days. Tell me more about your experience doing this show.
I actually went to a boarding school which was only for royalty till it opened up to commoners. It was called Mayo, and Mayo was only for the Rajas and their children, So when I was in school, I actually saw a lot of my friends came from these families where they were the princesses of these small places, And like Lara said, they live different lives. So I've seen my friends' mothers come in ghungat to school and fully do khamagani and all. And when they go back, they're in their cool Western normal clothes, living their life. And I was really confused when I was young, because I was just like, what's going on over here? I didn't understand it. I didn't understand that there are traditions that they have to follow. But in this particular show, I had a great time, because what we also are trying to portray, and what Lara said, such things are ingrained in you. If you come from a certain family, you grow up learning those mannerisms. But portray that we're very normal people. There's nothing very different about us.
Lara, I was very pleasantly surprised at one thing. I watched the trailer at least 5 times to understand that you seem to be a married woman in this, but you haven't changed your name still. You are still Shikharwat, right? How do you see this? That 4 characters, the girls haven't changed their name, even after marriage. And the man is waiting for his daughters to come back and help him.
Yeah, I think, I honestly feel it's quite progressive. And I love the fact that we're not trying, it's not a forced kind of, effort to appear to be progressive. When this show was written, I don't think anybody was trying to make a strong statement, that it's a king with 4 daughters. It came very naturally, so there was never a thought process ki, acha, अगला राजा कौन बनेगा, it was always कि हाँ अपनी चारों बेटियों में से अगला राजा कौन बनेगा, वो रानी बनेगी राजा. I mean, I feel that when you are royalty, when you do have a surname that has a certain kind of holds a certain kind of weight, you never normally will get rid of that.
Pankaj Tripathi has been recently appreciated for his fine drawn performance in the film 83. Honestly, he's the busiest in his career ever. And from a small but a very impressive role in Gangs of Wasseypur to this phase where he cannot breathe, he has so much work. And slowly and steadily, he's finding a territory where he's more comfortable saying a no than he is saying a yes. मान सिंह जी, मियाँ अब तो अपने बोल को खाना पड़ेगा. जिन्होंने 83 देखी है वो समझेंगे कि मैं क्या कहने की कोशिश कर रही हूँ. जिन्होंने नहीं देखी वो जाके देख कर आइए, क्योंकि दरअसल बात तो कपिल देव जी की हो रही है, लेकिन ये धरती जिस धुरी पे घूम रही है उस तरह 83 मान सिंह नाम की धुरी पे घूम रहे हैं. ये जो फिल्म है, मुझे आपसे ये पूछना है कि वो बिहार के अभिनेता ने हैदराबाद का ये एक्सेंट कैसे पकड़ा?
वो सीखा, एक प्रोड्यूसर है और वो हैदराबाद की है, इलाहे नाम है उनका. नाकेश कुकनूर की पार्टनर है वो जी, मतलब उनके साथ वो उनकी फिल्मों में को प्रोड्यूसर होती हैं. कबीर सर ने बोला कि यार मैं इलाहे को जानता हूँ, बहुत अच्छा बोलती है ये, तो मैं बात करता हूँ अगर इलाहे. तो इलाहे खुशी खुशी मान गई और हम 2-4 मीटिंग पर्सनली किए, कुछ सीन सामने बैठ के सीखे. बाद में उन्होंने मुझे ऑडियो नोट्स सारे सीन बोल के वो रिकॉर्ड करके भेज दी. और मैं वो हमेशा शूटिंग के 15 दिन पहले से मैं हर सीन सुनता था कान में लगा के और सुबह रेडी हो के लोकेशन तक वही सुनते जाता था। मेरा प्रयास था कि वो बहुत ज्यादा और बहुत बनावटी ना लगे, क्योंकि क्या हम कोई और टोनैलिटी और भाषा पकड़ते हैं तो हम थोड़ा टू मच कर देते हैं, क्योंकि आइडिया नहीं होता। हमें लगता है जितना हेंगे होंगे बोलेंगे वो उतना अच्छा लगेगा। तो मैंने उसको थोड़ा सबड्यूड रखा कि फ्लेवर मिले और वो भाषा भी मतलब ओवर द टॉप ना जाए। तो अच्छा फीडबैक है। जो लोग हैदराबादी जानते हैं उन्होंने बोला कि बहुत ही करेक्ट है ये, और उसने अब मेरा वो डर तोड़ दिया है। अब आने वाली कई सारी फिल्मों में मैं कुछ क्षेत्रीय भाषाओं का प्रयोग करता दिख सकता हूँ। वो डर मेरा हट गया है कि मैं कर सकता हूँ।
अभी मैंने कुछ दिनों पहले शाहिद के साथ शूट कर रही थी, मैंने उनसे पूछा कि आप कितने साल तक बुक्ड रहते हैं। उन्होंने बोला ये वक्त इतना तेजी से बदल रहा है, खबरें बदल जाएंगी तो लोगों का पैलेट कि उनको क्या देखना है सिनेमा में वो बदल जाएगा, फैशन बदल जाएगा तो सब बदल जाएंगे, सोशल मीडिया पे जो चीजें चल रही हैं वो बदल जाएंगी, तो आपकी फिल्म जो आपकी लाइंड अप है 1 साल बाद वो इनवैलिड हो जाएगी, वो बेकार हो जाएगी। आप कितने साल तक के लिए अपने आप को कमिट कर लेते हैं एक टाइम पे, और क्या आपको लगता है ये फीसिबल है अभी?
यस, मैं सहमत हूँ कि मैं ऑलरेडी 10 महीने नेक्स्ट ईयर सितंबर तक की कमिटमेंट कोविड के पहले से लेकर बैठा हूँ। अभी नहीं, मैं नई फिल्म कोई नहीं ले पा रहा हूँ, नहीं सुन पा रहा हूँ। तो मुझे भी लग रहा है कि यार जो कमिटमेंट है, मैं शायद इकलौता एक्टर हूँ। आज ही सोच रहा था मैं बहुत सारे 2, 3, 4 में लगा हुआ हूँ। तो अगले अक्टूबर तक मैं सिर्फ 2, 3, 4 ही कर रहा हूँ। फलाना 2, ढिकाना 3, समथिंग 4। हाँ, अच्छी कहानियां हैं, सबकी अच्छी कहानियां हैं। हाँ, और सक्सेसफुल फ्रेंचाइजी हैं जो अब कंटिन्यू हो रही है। तो मैं ऑलमोस्ट नेक्स्ट 4 प्रोजेक्ट मेरे 2, 3, 4 हैं। तो उसके बाद मैं थोड़ा ब्रेक लूंगा। मैं भी एक्टिंग से मुझे लगता है कि यार थोड़ा 2-3 महीने छोड़ना चाहिए ये काम, और फिर मैं नए सिरे से सोचूंगा। उस तो जो कोई अच्छी स्क्रिप्ट लगेगी तो चालू करूंगा 2-3 महीने बाद। क्योंकि यस, आजकल क्या है ना, हम क्रिएटिव लेबरर हैं, लेकिन क्रिएटिव लेबरर होते हुए हम क्रिएटिविटी का लेबर जो है वो 30 दिन नहीं हो सकता है। तो बट वो ही अगेन वो भी है कि मैं बहुत दिन मेरे से घर पे नहीं बैठा जा सकता। चूजी होने के चक्कर में क्या अब ये नहीं करूंगा, मुझे लगता है कि हो गया, 2 दिन आराम कर लिया, तीसरा दिन चलो सेट पे।
एक बात है पंकज जी कि वो जो एक जैसा दिखने का जो डर होता है वो एक एक्टर में आ जाता है। वो उन्हीं कुछ टूल्स होते हैं, अपने आवाज से खेलता है, अपने हाव भाव से खेलता है, अपनी बॉडी लैंग्वेज से खेलेगा, अपने बालों से खेलेगा, और उसके बाद उसके अलावा क्या करेगा। और क्योंकि आपके 2-3 साल से इतना हमने कंटेंट देखा, मतलब पंकज त्रिपाठी नाम छा गया हर जगह, बच्चे बच्चे को पता है पंकज त्रिपाठी। और तो और कई जो नए एक्टर्स आते हैं, अगर वो खास तरह की एक्टिंग करते हैं तो वो रेफरेंस पॉइंट भी पंकज त्रिपाठी हो जाता है। ये पंकज त्रिपाठी टाइप की नेचुरल एक्टिंग करता है, तो वो सुनने में बहुत अच्छा लगता है। लेकिन कहीं आपको ऐसा लगता है कि मुझे अपने हाव भाव, अपना एक्टर्स का जो टूल्स होते हैं उनको थोड़ा सा रीइन्वेंट करना पड़ेगा कुछ दिनों बाद?
नहीं, हम करते हैं अक्सर। आपने सारे टूल्स का नाम लिया, वो सारे टूल्स बाहरी हैं। आवाज, हाव भाव, बाल, चेहरे, बॉडी लैंग्वेज, सारे बाहरी टूल्स हैं। एक टूल्स है जिसका नाम आत्मा है, और उससे जितनी बार करोगे ना, अगर आत्मा लगी रहेगी तो वो खराब नहीं लगेगा। तो मैं हर बार चाहता हूं कि मैं आत्मा लगाऊं हर किरदार में। कुछ किरदार की डिमांड आत्मा नहीं होती है। जलेबी और एप्पल पाई दोनों का रिव्यू मैं अलग तरीके से करूंगा। दोनों स्वीट डिश है, मीठी चीज है। लेकिन एक क्रिटिक्स जो एप्पल पाई जलेबी खा के और उसमें एप्पल पाई ढूंढ रहा है तो भी गड़बड़ है। सर वो जलेबी है, आप समझो ना, आप जलेबी का रिव्यू करो।
सही बात है।
तो हाँ, मैं बोला आत्मा अगर लगी रहे तो एक ऐसी टूल है आत्मा जो पहुंच जाती है। बट कई कहानियां ऐसी होती हैं जिनका रिक्वायरमेंट ही होता है थोड़ा सुपरफिशियल होना, ऊपर ऊपर जाना। क्योंकि क्या है ना कि बहुत सीरियस लिटरेचर जो कमाल का लिटरेचर है, लेकिन बहुत उम्दा राइटिंग है, आप उसकी रीच देखेंगे तो बहुत कम होता है। और जो थोड़ी सतही राइटिंग है वो बहुत पॉपुलर हो जाती है। तो ऐसा नहीं है कि वो खराब है।
आजकल आपके दिन कैसे होते हैं और कितने घंटे आप काम करते हैं? आपके ऑन्टोराज में, आपके इनर सर्कल में इस वक्त कितने लोग हैं और इस वक्त आपके जीवन का पर्पस क्या है?
मैं एक दिन कुछ दिन पहले पत्नी से बात कर रहा था कि हम मुंबई आए थे अकेले अपनी सर्वाइवल को लेके, मुझे अभिनेता बनना था। तो मैं बोला मैं सेट पे जाता हूँ अपने आसपास देखता हूँ कि मैं जो आदमी अपने घर का चूल्हा जलाना चाहता था एक्टिंग के थ्रू, वो 10 और घरों का चूल्हा जला रहा है उसी एक्टिंग के थ्रू। तो ये आशीर्वाद है, नेमत है भगवान का, दर्शकों का, कि वो क्षमता हुई कि चलो, और नहीं तो मैं, मेरे साथ 10 लोग जुड़े हैं, काम कर रहे हैं। मैं अपने जीवन से ऑलमोस्ट प्लास्टिक का इस्तेमाल ना के बरोबर कर चुका हूँ। मैं चाहता हूँ कि नेचर, प्रकृति के लिए कुछ करूं जो शायद आने वाले सालों में दिखेगा भी।
चलिए, बहुत बढ़िया। पंकज जी, आप हमेशा ऐसी खुश रहिए और आपका सूरज जो है वो अस्त ना हो, हमेशा उगता रहे और ऊपर उग जाए और ज्यादा शानदार और भयावह और बहुत ही खूबसूरत स्वरूप में हमेशा दिखे हमें।
धन्यवाद आपका।
आपका भी धन्यवाद, बहुत शुक्रिया। Welcome back. You're watching Now Showing. I'm Atika Faruqi. Now, we had all liked Ritwik Bhaumik in the role of Radhe in Bandish Bandits. Now, Ritwik is coming back with his new show, which is a medical drama on Sony Live called The Whistleblowers, based on 2013 Vyapam scam. My colleague Vishal Chatkara met up with him and spoke about his future plans.
Ritwik, your new series titled The Whistleblower that premiered on Sony Live a few weeks ago is loosely inspired by Madhya Pradesh's Vyapam scam. You, of course, play a medical intern. How's the response and feedback are you getting about the show?
The response has been absolutely fantastic, and The Whistleblower is loosely based on a lot of real life events and not just one certain incident. And the response for the show has been absolutely fantastic, and people have really lapped it up. And I'm really, really glad that not just the show, but also the fact that somebody as flawed as Dr. Sanket, who I'm playing in the show, has also been not just watched through a 9-episode show, but also been accepted through his journey and through his changes. And I'm happy. I'm really, really happy. I'm ecstatic.
It's quite a bold move, I must say, because after doing a very loving character, after playing Radhe in Bandish Bandits, suddenly doing a role which is morally corrupt. I don't want to spoil fun for those who are yet to discover the series, but this character Sanket that you play is not really a nice guy. He's greedy. He's manipulative. How you looked at this role while playing it?
Exactly like this, and because you've watched the first 4 episodes, and when I was reading the first 4 episodes, this is exactly the thoughts that came onto my mind, and that is exactly why I also questioned the creators. It is a very unlikable character. It is such a flawed character. It is such a weird character, and as you said, morally shaken, unstable character. How are you going to make him watchable? But then by the time I finished reading the entire thing and I actually followed his arc and saw what happens to him and how he changes, that's when I thought, yes, this needs to be taken up, because at no point does the show ever glorify that a flawed character should be a hero. They break the so-called hero who thinks anything that he does is absolutely right. And they break him, they teach him the ways of life, and he comes out afresh as a different human being. And that is what really got my attention.
For a long time, and in fact, it's a fact that not many TV actors have made that successful transition to the movies. You're, of course, in the OTT space. Do you think that an actor who does this original series will have an easy transition to the movies, to the films?
I don't know. I genuinely do not know. I think this is a question that should be targeted more towards the producers and studio owners and directors. But I hope it is, because we are a generation that is seeing success stories of the likes of Ranveer Singh, Vicky Kaushal, Vikrant Massey, and they are all fantastic actors. They're such good actors that no platform could have bound them. I think everybody at this point have forgotten that entertainment comes from a certain platform. Whenever I'm in need of entertainment, it's everywhere now. There's no lack of choice. Now, because there is no lack of choice, there's no lack of work for actors. And because there's no lack of work for actors, I don't think actors anymore really think about कि film कर पाएंगे, OTT कर लिया तो या TV कर लिया तो क्या हम film कर पाएंगे.
When I was watching Bandish Bandits and when it got over, I was thinking that soon they will be announcing a sequel to it. Maybe this time exploring another Gharana and showcasing another side of Radhe. Is there a plan for a sequel of Bandish Bandits?
Okay, I'm done avoiding this question. I'm not going to avoid this question. I'm going to say yes, and we're going to start very soon.
Have you read the memoir of Nasruddin Shah called And Then One Day? Well, it's gorgeous. The first page is the words by Pink Floyd that say, no one told you when to run. You've missed the starting gun. It's a great book about the three brothers. Zahiruddin Shah actually went to IIT, Zamiruddin Shah went to NDA, and Nasiruddin Shah ran away to Bombay to become an actor. Now, Gaurav Chawla, who's one of the co-directors of Kaun Banegi Shikharwati, the show that releases this week, is absolutely smitten with Nasruddin Shah, who he directs in this show. Listen to him.
Gaurav, other cool thing about the series is it has a stellar cast, a mix of seniors and some very promising actors. Were you overwhelmed while directing them?
Like Lara, I've known for a long time, so it was easy. Soha is Steph's sister. We keep meeting all the time, so she's a friend. Nasir sir, of course, is like a legend. But the moment he came on board, you know, it validates you. कि यार कुछ तो होगा हमारे material में कि नसीरुद्दीन शाह 20, 25, 30 साल बाद comedy कर रहे हैं. There must be something in there that he's enjoying and he's liking and he's vibing with, and he was very involved. Like getting Raghuveer sir on board was his suggestion. He was very involved in the whole process. So it makes your life easier when you have such actors. They're great actors. They give you the confidence and they're very confident in their own world and they were great together. So overwhelmed, not at all. After a while, life easy over.
So then were you on toes because nothing should go wrong, especially while working with these senior actors?
Yeah, you're always on toes, right? Senior or junior, or you have to do your job. I mean, that's what my job is. I mean, they've come there, they're working, and I have to do my job. Yeah, you're on toes. But with Nasir sir, it was very easy to be on toes because you would say, Nasir sir, this expression, that one. Acha, yaad hai tabhi wo kaha tha, wo se. He has told me कि मेरे life की सारी expressions तुमने ये show में निकाल दी है. अभी बस कुछ बचा नहीं. I said, thank you. I'm very, very happy about that. He said, expression number 52. Yes, I will give it to you.
What was your biggest takeaway from this series, Kaun Banegi Shikharwati?
That you have to always work with very good actors. They make your life much easier.
That was a big learning.
Much, much easier. Yeah, very big learning.
That's about it on Now Showing in this episode. I'll be back with another episode next week. Till then, you watch good cinema and let us also know. Be safe because we owe it to each other. Goodbye.